Hello, everybody. Welcome. Oh God, what my hair here. How's everybody doing today? I'm very excited for this live. I've got some announcements. This is going to cover a few different things. Some of them are mostly going to apply to people who are involved in patrons and channel memberships. Some of them will apply to other people as well. I have slides and I'm going to say hi to everybody. Hey, Erin. Hi, Jenna. Hey, Brianna. Hi, small channel. How is everybody this morning? So I was running a few minutes behind schedule, so I pushed this back a little bit so I could have makeup on. It's been a busier morning than I had anticipated. Um, but hello. I'll give everybody a couple minutes to pop in before I get going. Hi, and then of course this will be available on replay. So every fall, I like to decide what I'm going to be doing for the following year for Patreon, for channel memberships, plans for the channel. You can expect sometime in the next couple of months a more general sort of 2024 plans video where I'll talk about, TBRs and read-alongs and all of that kind of stuff, kind of like my goals for next year. This is going to be focused on mostly like what are the plans for Patreon and memberships and some like special projects that are loosely tied to that. That's kind of what we're doing today. Hi, Patricia. Hey, Heather. 'Tis the season, true. It is. It's about that time. So I did a survey that everybody in the Patreon and in the Discord had access to as a chance to kind of give feedback on how things have been going in the last year. And so I kind of took a combination of people's feedback there and some changes that I need to make for my personal goals for next year and things that I want to focus on. And this is where we are. Hey, Lori, how's it going? All right, so let's get into this. First up, I'm very happy to say that I am bringing back an exclusive readathon in January that we did last year. People really enjoyed this. It was fun. I'm not showing like the whole bingo board yet, but this is the Get Shit Done readathon. It takes place for the entire month of January. There are prompts for a bingo board, but it's a pretty chill readathon. And it's just kind of like a fun way to start the year, get to things that you've been putting off reading, and we'll do some reading sprints and it'll be fun. So more details to that will be coming to patrons and channel members, but we have the readathon coming back, which I'd had a lot of questions about. So it is returning. Good morning, Ashley. Yes, the readathon. I'm glad people love the readathon. It was really fun. Hey, Jessica. Yeah, it was really fun last year. It's kind of fun to do like a let's start the year well and like get some things done. So we're bringing that back. Here is a look at all of the books that we've read or are going to be reading for patron and member book club this year. I think we ended up with such a great lineup of books. And just to give you an idea of like what are the kinds of things that we're reading, it's and I'll go over like the way that we come to this, but there is voting that happens on Patreon. In January, we read Daughter of the Moon Goddess by Sulin Tan, which is kind of a fantasy romance. In February, we did That Time I Got Drunk and Saved a Demon by Kimberly Lemming, and that was I think it was like speculative romance by a BIPOC author or by a black author. I think that was the prompt for that month, an indie, and maybe it was all indie. I don't remember. I have this listed somewhere, but that was fun. Healer of the Water Monster by Brian Young for March. We picked a middle grade book, and this was great by an Indigenous author. In April, we did The Grace of Kings by Ken Liu, which is kind of an epic fantasy start to a series. In May, we read Half a Soul by Olivia Atwater. This was definitely a fan favorite, a historical fantasy romance that was very cozy. In June, we did a queer sci-fi book for Pride Month. We read Bluebird by C.L. Pierlot. This was kind of a rollicking good time. July, I like to do a mystery or thriller, so we did Wrong Place, Wrong Time by Gillian McAllister, which again, people seem to really enjoy for the most part. August, we did a short story collection or anthology, which was How Long Till Black Future Month by N.K. Jemisin. In September, we did a modern genre classic, I think sci-fi classic, and we did Wild Seed by Octavia Butler, who is always great in my opinion. This month, of course, we're doing horror, and the pick was Lone Women by Victor Lavelle, which I read earlier this year and I just reread and I love it. It's one of my favorite books this year. So I'm very excited. We have book club coming up. Actually, I need to send out the links for that. Book club is Saturday afternoon. So for everybody watching, if you're wondering, it's going to be 2 p.m. Eastern on Saturday, and I will send out all the information for that later today. November, we're doing nonfiction. So How the Word is Passed by Clint Smith is what we're reading. Very excited that this got picked. I've been meaning to read it for a while. And then in December, we're doing a romance, and the winner was Part of Your World by Abby Jimenez. So that is how we're going to be closing out the year for book club and kind of give you a visual overview of the kinds of things that we read. And then we do a live stream at the end of the month discussing, which is fun. And for anybody who's not involved, I always open it up for anybody who wants to join me on camera for the live stream. They're able to. It's kind of first come, first serve. And then, for people who aren't comfortable being on camera, you can just chat in the comments or you can watch it on replay. So that's kind of how we do book club, which is fun. Reading Lone Women right now. Yes, and need to finish. Yes, finish it. You have some time. You have a few days. It's going to be good. So drum roll, please. We're going to announce what are the prompts going to be for 2024 book club. And we also are announcing the very first book we're going to be starting the year with in January. And for anybody who doesn't know, if you can't tell, I am a planner. I like to plan ahead of time. And I also like to give people a lot of lead time. So if they need to request a book from the library or whatever, they can do that. So usually we're voting about 3 months ahead on what we're going to be reading. So it is the end of October and we voted this month on what we're reading in January. That's kind of how I do things. I know some people do things differently. Some people do it the month of. I can't. I'm I need to know what's coming. And so that's how we do it. Just listen to the audiobook for How the Word is Passed and it was very good. Good to know. That's great. All right, so for 2024 book club, here's what we're going to be doing. In January, I thought it would be fun to start off with booktubers suggesting one of their 2023 favorites. And so I reached out to a list of some of my friends, 6 of them, and was like, hey, send me one of your favorite books, and then maybe the winner will come on live. I have to confirm that it works out. But the winner from this was Clockwork Boys by T. Kingfisher, which is one of Mara from Books Like Woe's favorite books. So that is the book we're going to be reading in January, which I think will be fun. And so I'm going to see if she can maybe come on live for the live show, which would be a good time. So look forward to that. And in terms of all of the books that didn't win, don't worry, there's going to be a prompt for the Get Shit Done Readathon where those might come into play if you were wanting to read one of the ones that didn't win. All right, in February, we're going to do a patron suggest month. This is something that people seem to enjoy, and it is a mix because I did, like I said, it's interesting to look at the results because I do surveys to see what people want, and it is a mix. Some people, there's a group of people that are sort of you should just pick everything. And then there's a group of people that are you should let us suggest lots more. So we kind of have a balance, to try to, give everybody some of what they want. We have 3 months in the year where patrons get to suggest the books that go onto the poll for book club. And the other months I just sort of pick them. And I also, if you haven't been live to book club, at the end of the book club live stream, anybody who's there, I kind of solicit suggestions for the following month. So in February, this is going to be a patron suggest, so get things in mind. We're going to do romantasy or fantasy romance, however you prefer to say it, which has been popular, and I think this is a genre that a lot of y'all seem to enjoy, so we're going to be doing that for February, and I will solicit suggestions, and we'll do polls on Patreon to decide what book it's going to be. In March, for Women's History Month, we're going to do a book by an iconic woman, so that could be taken a lot of different ways. we'll see what I end up putting on the list, but that's the plan for March. In April, we're going to do a cozy fantasy, which also seems to be among some of the most read books that won for last year. This is also part of how I decided how we're picking the genres. So that's the plan. In May, we're doing another Booktubers Suggest for manga. And there's a couple of reasons I'm doing this. One is I have a few friends who read a lot of manga and have a lot of great suggestions. So I'm going to let each of them pick a manga series they think we should try out. And maybe we'll do the first like 2 volumes of it. But also, manga is much faster to read. And as we're going to talk about later, because assuming everything goes well, I may be hosting a trip to the UK in May, I kind of wanted to do something that wasn't going to like add a ton more on my plate. So we're going to do manga in May, and I know I have some readers of manga, and if people haven't read it before, it'll be a good opportunity to try it out. In June, we have another patron suggest. This is going to be queer YA, so that can be fantasy, speculative stuff. It could be a romance. It could be whatever. So patrons are going to suggest, and you'll vote on that. June is Pride Month, so I always like to do some LGBT books for that month. In July, we're going to do a mystery thriller. In August, we're going to do a romance with disability representation, which I think will be good because that is Disability Awareness Month, and so that seemed like a good time for that. In September, we're going to do Adventures in Space, so something sci-fi, space sci-fi. And then in October, we're going to do Dark Academia by a BIPOC author. So I'll come up with a list. There have been some really great Dark Academia books coming out from Black, Indigenous, and person of color authors. We're going to curate a list of those to vote on for October. In November, for Nonfiction November, we're going to do a celebrity memoir, which will be something new and interesting for us. And then in December, we're doing a Last Patron Suggest, a Goodreads Choice Awards winner, which should be fun. So that is the plan for book club in 2024. Both patrons and channel members have access to the book club live stream, but the voting is just on Patreon. And I'll go over like who's doing what voting where in a bit. Hey, Beth, welcome. I'm glad you like the variety in the book club list. Getting caught up on the live, no worries. Good morning, good morning. I'm glad people appreciate the planning. I do a lot of planning. So this is what we're doing for book club in 2024. I'm kind of excited. I think it'll be fun, and I'm excited to see what we end up with. So what are the things that are changing between 2023 and 2024? One thing that's going away is, at least officially, is watch parties. These were not super well attended, and based on the survey results, I don't think a lot of people were that excited about them anyway. I did have once this year so far, I did try doing trivia, and people seemed to like that, and that was kind of fun. So I may bring that back occasionally, but I'm not going to make promises on like how often or what. We'll see how that goes. But I do want to do some more of that. The number of mailings for the patrons who get mailings is changing, and I'm going to go over some of these details when I go through the tiers. But part of this is part of it is that it's a lot of work to do all of the mailings every year, and I am trying to make space to like do some other things. I'm working on writing and some stuff, but also, so part of it's like a scheduling thing, but also I really am excited to focus more on doing once a year kind of a more premium box that's curated. And this is something I'm doing this holiday season, and maybe like spending more on it than makes sense for Patreon this year, but it's fine. Like we're trying it out and it's going well. And I just sold out of all the extras. I'm making 10 extras and they already sold out. So I'm curating a holiday box where I am working with women and minority owned small businesses to do some cool high quality items in them. So I'm going to continue to do that next year. I think next year the way it's going to work is that in order to be eligible for that holiday mailing, you're going to have been at that tier for 5 months, I think, in order to be eligible for it. Or I will probably do a few more extras than I did this year next year if people just want to buy that separately. So I'm going to do that. And then instead, I'll go over this when I get to it, but it's that the full box is going to change. And then instead I'm doing something else for birthdays. There is a new tier. So information coming on that is covering some new things that I'm offering, and oh, and then I mentioned the book club prompts, which we went over actually. So I guess this is out of order, but book club prompts. There you go. Love a curated box supporting small businesses. Yeah, no, I do too. It's really kind of fun, and I'm so excited. I'm trying not to spoil things. I gave a sneak peek on the Patreon app to patrons of like one of the items that's coming in the box this year, but I'm super super excited of how it's coming together. I have one more item that I have to nail down that I'm waiting to hear back on. But once I do that, everything will be done. And I think it's kind of fun to get to support different businesses and highlight them. So, hey, Bronwyn, welcome. No worries. Getting ready for work. Got it. Okay. So let's go over all of the Patreon tiers. And these are currently up, but they're really mostly going into effect for 2024. I've changed them now, but like the changes will be going into effect for next year. All right. Okay, one thing that I want to draw your attention to for anybody who isn't aware is that I do offer annual memberships on Patreon where you can save a little bit. So you get an 8% discount if you decide to pay for the whole year up front. So that is an option. Some people take advantage of that, some people don't. Either way, you know, it's there for you if you want. So the first level is sort of just a tip jar slash book club access. This is just $2 a month. I know there are people who just can't afford to support anything more but want access to the book club. And so if you want, you can do this. You do get access to private Discord channels with the title Sec Units, and you get access to the monthly book club live stream. So those are the two things that come with $2 a month. And this is, for people who want to support but just can't afford to do anything else, that is available for you. The most popular, as you can see, Patreon tells you, is $5 a month. And for this, you get access to the book club live stream. You get access to the Discord with the title Shadow Hunter. You get to vote on books for book clubs. So this is the tier where you get voting rights for what we're actually reading together. You also get access to some exclusive monthly reading vlogs. You don't get to pick what I read at this level, but you do get to watch them. And so every month I do an exclusive reading vlog for something that is picked by some of the people at the higher tiers, and you get to see that. And also, this is the level at which your name is recognized in videos. So when I do a video, if you see my intro cards that lists names, that's where that starts. One step up from that is $8 a month, and the big change for this is you get to suggest and vote on the books that you want to see me read in vlogs. So this is the Truth Witch tier, and this is kind of fun. If you want to have a chance to control my reading, this is a good place to go. You can be like, every 2 months, basically, I solicit suggestions. We do a couple rounds of voting, and the top 2 winners are the books that I will vlog for those 2 months. So as an example, in October, this month, the vlog was for The Color Purple by Alice Walker. And then in November, the winner is Wayward by Emily Hart. I have it through December figured out so far, and because again, planner, as I said earlier. And then in December, I'm doing The Wolf of Orin Yarrow. So those are the 3 books that are getting exclusive vlogs. All right. Then as a step up from that, we have a new tier here, and then we have our first mailing tier. So $15 a month, you get birthday and holiday mail. So previously there were mailings going out at the holidays and at birthdays. That is changing. We're doing a more like a fancier holiday box, basically, instead of something that I just kind of throw together myself. So we're doing like something nicer. And then for your birthday at this tier, you will get a birthday card in the mail for me, like a personalized birthday card. And you'll have the opportunity to get some personalized book recommendations. So I know this is something some people really like. So if you what you can do is you can say, I'll reach out to you when your birthday's coming up and be like, hey, like, is there anything you're looking for? And you can say, I want, I don't know, like a queer romance that is historical or something like that. Like whatever you, or it has the certain trope. Like if there's something you want, you can tell me what you want, and then I will come up with one or two personalized, like probably a couple, at least a couple of personalized book recommendations based on what you're looking for, and you will get those along with your birthday card. So that's kind of fun. Um, and like I said, to get the box for the winter holidays, you'll have to have been at this tier for at least 5 months. There is now a new $15 a month tier as well, because things are shifting a little bit this year. This one, it doesn't include the mailings. Instead, what it gives you access to is some writing updates. So I am doing NaNoWriMo this year, which I'm nervous and excited about. And this year I want to focus more on working on different kinds of writing. And so I'm going to be doing some exclusive updates for this tier and some of the tiers above for people who are interested in that. And that may not be something people are interested in, but also if people have questions or like want to know how I'm approaching things, you can get that here. The other thing is that this will include full access to something I'm going to talk about a little bit later, which is the Choose Your Own Adventure 2024 videos, which is a project I've been working on that is a little daunting, but I'm excited about it, and hopefully people will be excited about it. So, so this $15 a month tier doesn't have any of the mailings. It just gives $8 a month and below benefits, plus writing updates and access to the Choose Your Own Adventure stuff. So for people who don't want mailings. $19 a month is the international version of the birthday and holiday mail. So it's just a little bit more expensive because shipping internationally is a lot more expensive. So this is just a little bit more to cover the cost of international shipping. And then the highest tier is $25 a month, and this, or $29 a month if you're not in the US, to cover the cost of shipping. This is the Chandrian tier, and for this, you actually get a personalized book selection for your birthday. So I will not only like pick a book for you based on what you're looking for, but I will mail you that book. So you get an actual physical book for your birthday as well as a birthday card. Or if you don't want a personalized book recommendation, you can just pick something from one of my favorite books of the year. So this is staying kind of similar to what it's been this year for people at this tier. And then you also get to pick one of my favorite books of the year in January. You're eligible for this after 4 months at this tier. So I'll give you a list and you can pick one of them that you would like to have. That we're going to see how that goes in terms of like cost. It may at some point shift to be like I don't know. We're going to try it for this year and we're going to see how it goes, but it's fun. So I do a lot of stuff for my patrons. It's I really enjoy doing it. I like doing the mailings, even though it's kind of a lot of work. I enjoy it, so I do offer it. I'm just trying to figure out like how to do it in a way that's more effective time-wise and cost-wise for me. And then the $25 a month also does include full access to the Choose Your Own Adventure thing, which we're going to go over, and writing process updates. So those are all the Patreon tier options that I'm offering. Yeah, it's fun. Yes, recommendations for your birthday. So then you're still getting something for your birthday, but I can also really spend more time and effort and cost on really curating a cool holiday box. And because they sold out so fast this year, I will probably offer more extras next year. I was surprised how fast they sold out, honestly, but it's exciting. All right. Now, in terms of channel memberships, this is a little bit different. There are still some options. So I've said this before, but the reason that I don't do as much with channel memberships, but I still make them available is I want to be inclusive. I want everybody to have the chance to be involved in some of what I'm doing if they want to and if they're able to. But I don't prefer channel memberships as my primary thing, partly because YouTube just takes a lot more of the money from it. So YouTube channel memberships, YouTube takes like 30% of everything, which is a lot. Whereas for Patreon, I think they only take like 8%. So it's like a significant difference. And so I don't mind people doing channel memberships if it makes more sense for you. And I know there are people in some countries where, um, like, because of rates, like exchange rates, Patreon doesn't work as well for them. So you are more than welcome to join channel memberships instead of Patreon if that is something that is better for you. It's just not something that I is my primary go-to. So for channel memberships, these are the tiers that are available. There is $2.99 a month, and this is offers you access to the Discord, the private parts of the Discord, and access to the monthly book club live stream. And so that is that's available. That's kind of the lowest level for channel memberships. $4.99 a month gives you those things as well as the member shout out. Well, it's like your name listed in the intro card for my videos and access to the exclusive videos, which is the monthly reading vlogs. And then I don't have anybody at this tier, which is fine, but I do offer a $25 a month tier where you get all of those and you get a book at the end of the year. I like, and this because this is open internationally, I can't differentiate it with shipping. So if you're wanting mail, this is probably not the best way to go, but it is there. So those are the options for channel memberships. You can support me or get involved just as kind of a heads up for because I don't think everybody knows about all of the things. Um, Coffee or Kofi, I don't know, Kofi is something that I use. There is like a tip jar feature to it, which you can use there. That is also where I sold the 10 extra holiday boxes, which are now sold out. So when I made these slides, there were still a few left, but I posted on my Instagram stories and they sold out real quick. So those are actually, the extras are not available, but I will probably use this again next year for whatever extras I do. Um, yeah. I also offer commissions there. So you can commission a reading vlog from me if there's a book that you're like, I really want to see you read this book and vlog it. That is available to you if that's something that you want to pay for. Um, I also am offering developmental edits and manuscript critiques at some different amounts and price points. So if you are a writer and that's something that you are interested in getting from me, it is available. If you are publishing traditionally, it's not something you necessarily have to have, but I have done several of these at this point, and they are a lot of work, but they seem to be helpful. So details are on Ko-fi, which is always linked in the video description if you want to check any of those things out. Yay, I know. I'm so excited you were able to snag one of those boxes. They went really fast. Um, and there's some really fun stuff coming in them and some exclusive items. There's one item, I'm not going to say what it is. I did like do a sneak peek for some patrons in a chat thing. But there is one item that's a collab with one of my favorite small businesses. And that item is going in the box, but it will also be available for people to purchase directly from the company who want to, where like we worked together on a design for something and I'm very excited about it. So that's something I've been planning since the spring. So I think it's going to be really fun. Also, as a reminder, I am hosting this trip to England in 2024 in May. Currently, we need 7 more bookings for the trip to happen. So I would love to do this. This is kind of peek at what's included. Again, the links are down below if you want to go and check it out. And if you have questions, let me know. But I am really excited about all of the things we would be doing and what would go into it. And I really hope it happens. So there are 7 early bird spots left, and we do need to fill those for the trip to happen. It's May 20th to 25th, 2024. And I understand this is not something everybody's able to do because of work, because of cost, etc. So obviously no pressure, but I'm hoping that it comes together. I did put a lot of work into um, organizing all of the specifics in terms of what we're going to be doing. Yeah, you can also find on my Instagram, I have a couple of pinned posts that go over the itinerary and suggested reading and the book club and all of the things. So that is available. Okay. So I think that's all of the stuff I wanted to cover. Questions? or comments. I feel like that's a lot of information, but I'm excited. I'm excited for next year, and I hope things kind of work out. There are other changes not related to Patreon that are happening that'll get announced eventually other places, but I am trying to make more space next year to do more writing and kind of other kinds of creative things. When will the collab be available? So this is a good question. It's going to be probably launching sometime in November. And the boxes that I'm doing are shipping at the end of November. So keep an eye on my Instagram. I'll be doing some promotional stuff there, and stay tuned. I don't have like a specific date yet, but it is in process. Yeah, I'm looking forward to next year too. I think it's going to be fun. And huge thank yous to all of you who are involved in supporting me and being part of all of this, because you all make it possible for me to keep doing a lot of what I'm doing, and it really means a lot. The support that comes through Patreon, it's huge, and honestly too, it's like it's a huge part of my income doing doing this full time. So I do really appreciate it. It's exciting for next year, and love how much value you give to our memberships. Thanks, Beth. Yeah, I really do try to continue to improve it and make it a better experience every year for people. And, I know some people are like, just kind of want to be there to support me and don't need a lot out of it. And some people are more involved and like really are into some of the perks and the community stuff. But I've been loving kind of how it's been growing this year. It's been good. So yeah, I will stay for a couple more minutes in case there are any questions people have or things that are unclear. Or you can always comment below or reach out to me if you have any questions. But yeah, that's 2024. It's coming very soon. What do we got? Couldn't grab a box too slow. Oh no, I'm sorry. Yeah, they went really fast. Like because there was only 4 left this morning, and then I posted about it on my Instagram stories, and like within an hour they were gone. People snapped them up. And I was worried. I was like, I hope 10 isn't too much and I'm not going to be stuck with things that I bought for these boxes. But no, the pre-orders are sold out already. Am I planning on doing a Q3 update like stats and favorites? Oh, you know what? That is a great question. I totally forgot about doing a Q3 update. I think because I was so focused on some other projects I've been doing that I completely forgot about that. But you know what? I could do it in November. Would people be into that? I guess like I just don't know at this point if it's still worth doing, because in January I'll be doing a whole year update. But if people want to see a Q3 update from me late, I could. Let me know. Thanks, Jessica. I'm glad you like it. Heather, always into stats. It is fun. I know I'm fine. Yeah, I mean, I could do a Q3 thing. Okay, yeah, I'll do it. I mean, you know what? That's probably good because it'll give me another thing to do in November, because I don't know what all I'm going to be doing because of NaNoWriMo. Wouldn't mind stats update. Okay, all right, we'll do it. Yep, I'm making a note of that. Good question. Thank you. That slipped my mind. I've just had so much going on. Cool. I've been doing like, I have like a big secret project reveal coming beginning of November, so that's exciting. Maybe do a live. Yeah, maybe. We'll see. I'll see what I mean, they're not that hard to film. It just takes some time to prep it. So it's not too hard to do it. Cool. All right, we'll do it. Hi Meg, welcome. Feel free to catch up. We kind of went over stuff and I'm just taking questions. Thank you. Q3. Okay. Duh. Thank you. Thank you for the super chat. Yes, we will do Q3. I also meant your stats. Okay. I'm glad people also like the stats because I like the stats. They're fun. All right, yeah, I'll do it. I'll do like a late Q3 update and we'll we'll see where we ended up. It's gonna be a weird one because I had August where I read way, way more than I ever have because of that readathon, and then September where I read a lot less than usual. So it'll be interesting. Sneak peek into secret project. Hmm. I don't want to like so I have okay, well Stephanie, you actually probably already have this because I did share with patrons what I'm doing in the Patreon app chat. It's just a ways back, but if people missed it, I can update it there. But I guess I will give everybody the the same vague thing that I gave on Patreon, which was aesthetics is like the very vague thing that I said. Always enjoy Christmas gift idea videos too. Oh yeah, that would be fun. Traveling before Christmas, so I'll miss a lot of December content. Yeah, no, I think that's a good idea. I'll make a note of that too. Holiday gift ideas, we could do that for sure. I feel like I revisit a lot of content when I do it, but if it's useful, I can definitely do that. How do you not know about the Patreon app? Oh, yes, they have an app and they just updated it so that now there's a thing where there's like a chat room type thing like in the app. So I've been putting some stuff there. I was organized, so I live vicariously through yours. You wish, I think you're saying you wish you were so organized and live vicariously through my stats. How happy to help. I work in IT but don't know all the social media tech. Yes, aesthetics. It's my very vague hint at can't wait for the secret project video. Me too. It is coming the first week of November and I'm excited. Been working on it for a while. Christmas window displays in New York City. Okay, we could do that. That might make for a good maybe as a short or a series of shorts because I don't know if I have enough to like do it as a full video, but yeah, we could do that. We'll see. I love all these ideas. I love watching stats, but the only stats I can remember to keep track of for myself is books read in genre. Keep forgetting to keep track of books hauled. That's all right. I only last year started finally doing books hauled. Okay, if people like the could be B-roll in a vlog too, this is a good point. This is a good point. There are really cool holiday window displays in New York City. I do really love that. Thank you for the super chat, Stephanie. Appreciate that. Yeah, okay, cool. I will tell you one thing I'm excited about that I do every year around Halloween is I watch horror films and review them. And so this year, because of the strike, I'm doing all A24 films. So that video is edited and it's coming up right around Halloween. So that'll be fun. So like either you watch the ones because it's spoilery. So like if you're not into horror and you don't plan to watch the movies, you can just like watch the spoilery discussions because they're interesting. Just I don't know. Anyway, but that's coming. Not as many people are into it, but it's fun. B-roll is what I was going to say. Christmas Day in New York City, but bookish. Oh, that would be fun. That's true. I mean, I could do sort of like a visit indie bookstores. Okay, have ideas. Appreciate it. I love New York City at the holidays too. It is a really good time. Am I doing the read your shelf challenge? Yes. Yes, I'll keep up with the read your shelf challenge next year. Um I gotta think about like how I want to do it for next year, if I want to change anything about it. So I'm thinking about that, and I'm working on putting together my 2024 challenge TBRs. So I'm working on those things. That video will probably be coming in December, early December. My goals and like specific things. Really need to try and do yeah, it's good. A24 does have some great titles. Do people wanna know what I watched this year? I'll tell you. I have the list. It, and last year, I watched 2 A24 films that I did Midsommar and Bodies, Bodies, Bodies were on last year's vlog. So this year, we're doing, we did Talk to Me, X, Saint Maud, The Black Coat's Daughter, and The Witch. And The Witch was voted on by patrons. Like I gave them 3 options for my final one and that was what they picked. So I had lots to say about them. So it's like an almost an hour long video. I don't know if next year I should do it as just like individual movie reviews in October instead of one whole long thing. I don't know if that would do better, but I don't know. If people are interested, let me know. It is fun though, because I didn't grow up being able to watch horror films, and so it's interesting now kind of seeing and they do really they address some like big issues, and I've been surprised at how much I enjoy them. So don't watch horror movies. That's okay. I get that. Well, if you want, you can just watch me talk about them. You don't have to watch them. I will say some of them are scarier than others. And so it's always interesting, like what ones are actually particularly scary and which ones are more just kind of suspenseful for the most part. There's levels. And there are certain things I still don't really like in horror movies, so I don't know. I can't do everything, but I haven't seen Hereditary, which people are like, "It's so scary." So I'm like, which could have gotten picked, but it didn't win. Physical piles of teetering TBRs. Listen, the TBR thing is hard. That's also part of why I'm continuing to do these like read and unhaul videos. Hey Beth, welcome. We're just kind of like finishing up with some questions. Um, but yeah, but the read and unhaul videos people seem to like, and I enjoy them because they help me get things off my TBR. So I'm working on my 3rd edition of that right now. And for this one, I actually picked like 13 of the books that I hauled from New York City Comic Con that I was given. So stay tuned for that. I don't know how long it's going to take me to get to it because I've got so much going on and get that up. But yay! I'm glad people like them, and they're nice for me because they help me kind of like get the stuff on my shelves too. So good. Okay. Well, we have some video ideas, and I will put a Q3 update on my schedule for November for sure. Yeah, go for it. I think the read and unhaul thing is it's useful and I think it's interesting for people because you kind of get to see why you're DNFing stuff. The read a chapter and unhaul. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, people seem to enjoy them, which I'm glad. So I've finished the first phase of my next one, so now I have to actually like either continue or DNF the remaining ones. So we'll see. We'll see how long that takes me to get through. Okay. Cool. Well, thanks everybody. Thanks for joining me, and hopefully this was helpful and gave you some information on what's coming for next year and changes that are happening. I'm excited about it. There's a lot of fun stuff that is coming up, and I'm excited to kind of take on some new projects and challenges. And wish me luck. Wish me luck with NaNoWriMo for writing. Have a great day. Oh, you have a great day too. Absolutely. I'm hoping it goes well. It starts in like a week, so I'm trying to get through some books before before November starts because I know I'm not going to be reading as much next month with everything. So, all right, I'm gonna hop off here. Everybody have a great rest of your week, and feel free to comment below or reach out if you have any additional questions. And I will see you next time. Bye.